Okay, I'm seeing it now.
Hang on. Setting the meeting up, redirecting to, all right. There we go. We are on the air.
Fantastic.
We got 2 minutes to go, but that's okay. Hello, everybody. If you tuned in a little early.
Yeah, we're going to try to get this rolling off, making sure we got no issues with the hardware and software today.
Yeah, this actually, I think this would be 3 shows in a row that it actually worked first time.
Yeah, well, in fact, why don't you go ahead and tell them a little bit about the little problem we found this morning as we're kind of getting set up here.
Really, really weird. By the way, I'm Sam Baker, and that's Jim Day. And you have tuned into Circle of Fits and for the OnSong product. All right, so we had an interesting, both of us had an interesting situation as we were getting ready for the show. My studio computer here, which is what I'm using, showed the proper time and date, but my iPad showed a time that was about 10 minutes earlier, but a date that was back in January 6th. And the interesting thing is, Jim, your iPad was showing the same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes, it still is. In fact, I didn't reboot mine.
That's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so which is why you don't want to use automatically back up and add the time and date, because for some reason it's going to pull the date from the iPad, the time and date from the iPad. And if the iPad is off the way ours were just now, it will be weird. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you haven't rebooted, have you? I rebooted mine and it cleared it up. But you can see right here on Jim's screen, it's 9:41 a.m. on Tuesday, January 9th. And that would make your backup time and date stamp really strange. Yeah. So, anyways. All right. So, Jim, what are we doing today?
All right. Well, today we kind of decided to kind of move things here a little. We're coming up to the holidays, so we won't have a show next week. So as we get into December,
we'll be in some sort of tryptophanic
coma. Right. Turkey coma. We will we're kind of going to start in on some of the basic editing type stuff in December. Okay. So today, there were some recent posts in our forum, I keep calling it a forum, sorry, in the Facebook group that was talking about people importing songs. There was still people having lots of problems importing songs. So today, just kind of want to go through some simple things like that. A couple sites we can use. And by the way, we will put links to all the sites in our description for this YouTube at the end of it, so that if you want to go look at these sites, you can. So, and I think, Sam, they should see my iPad, and I've got one of my browsers open.
Yep.
And okay. So I think the first thing we'll do is kind of talk about on the import, I'm going to actually, what you're seeing here on this, here on my browser, I'll go over these real quick. I use some sites that to get the beats per minute, because I like using that. It helps me with my Beat Buddy and all that kind of stuff. So this is a site called getsongbpm.com. Again, we'll put all these in there. You'll see another one I use here, TuneBat. That's a good one because it'll even tell you the key. And you guys got to remember one thing. You got to make sure you're looking at the right album. Sometimes these are live things, sometimes the album. So the keys and even the beats per minute will change on those. So you decide which ones you want to use there. Here we're looking at tunebat.com. This is a good one because, again, I say it gives you the key and the beats per minute. And listen to the song.
I'm not seeing a change on your screen.
Oops, sorry. This should be on the browser.
No, I don't see it.
Hang on. Make sure that we got, sorry folks, hang on.
No.
Oh, no, okay, hang on. Did that browser screen go away?
Yeah, all I see is your main screen.
And the iPad, right?
On the iPad, yeah, that's all I see
Yeah,
is your
okay.
iPad main screen.
That's the problem. Let's see here.
Did it fall asleep?
Well, I'm not sure there. Let me just let me stop. Let's just go back, do it the simple way. Should stop sharing. Should be gone now, right?
Yeah, it is. Uh-huh.
All right, let me get back to the share. Oh yeah, that's what happened. My actual browser. Hang on.
So while Jim is bringing his system back up, let's talk about a couple of things that I've noticed in the community. First of all, got a question from a user that he could see all of his songs or most of his songs in the Finder files listing for the OnSong for his iPad. And that is because, as you look at what he had on the screen, most of those songs were PDFs, and PDFs are stored in OnSong as individual files, and they're displayed when you call them out. But he said he was missing some files, and the only reason he might not see them is because that facility where you look at your iPad through Finder on a Mac or iTunes on a Windows device, right? So you see the device and then you go to the files listing. That's just showing you files. And remember, from OnSong's point of view, text-based songs are not kept as files. They are kept as blobs of text. And for the technical people in the room, blob is not binary large object. It's just a description of a group of text. So it's kept as a bunch of text in the database. Oh, he also said he wasn't seeing his sets, and he probably wasn't seeing his books either. That is most likely because, again, sets and books are just database references stored within the database, stored within the OnSong database. So you're not going to see your text-based songs as files in that the Finder files tab for that device. So I hope that explains it. I did post that, obviously a little shorter version up on the community. But by the way, that files or that facility where you connect to either iTunes or you connect to Finder and Finder in the Mac and iTunes in Windows. That is how you back up your iPad. There you go. Now we're seeing both sides now.
And what about the browser?
I see the browser behind the iPad. There you go. Yep, there you go. All right, Jim's back online.
Good Lord, folks. This is craziness.
Yeah,
All right,
I know.
let me change these windows a little bit. Okay, again, so again, this is the Get Song BPM. This is one I use a lot for finding out the beats per minute. We talked about TuneBat. You're seeing those change right now, Sam?
Yep, yep,
Good.
yep. You're good to go. Go for it.
And again, here, I like this one because not only does it give you the key, but gives you the beats per minute also. And a little tidbit I use for all you guys that do use the Beat Buddy, you probably know about this already, but there's a song matching tool at the Singular Sound site here where you can actually type in the name of a song. And if they've got somebody's donated either a sound for it or they're using a default sound, it'll be, in this list. So that's kind of nice. So
that's really cool. Those are Beat Buddy profiles that somebody has posted up there.
Right. And this one, the Beat Buddy makes several different, they got the regular Beat Buddy here, the Beat Buddy Mini, and the Beat Buddy Mini 2. So this tells you which beat to go in there and select, and set your beats per minute, and boom, there you go.
Very cool.
So
very cool.
Very good. And there's another spreadsheet that's floating around on the Singular Sound site that I'll, as we get into MIDI more, I'll post so that people, because it's actually kind of more of a community grouping of songs, a lot more than just this one that Singular Sound puts up.
Okay.
So today I'm going to talk about two sites. One would be the Ultimate Guitar, which I think probably 90% of the users use it. Another one we'll look at is one here called Chordie. And we'll talk about this. So I've just looked at the song I was looking at the other night. We thought we'd maybe try out, once we're getting into the Christmas season, about a Christmas song or something, maybe.
Sure.
Let's try Silent Night, maybe, something like that.
Now you're using the Ultimate Guitar app. Is that correct?
No, this is the actual website.
Oh, this is their website. Okay.
Yes, I'm on their website. I don't use their app.
Okay.
Some people do. The only difference here is I'm actually a paid member of the Ultimate Guitar site. So you see up here, Jiggy Knowles, my handle there. But,
okay, good.
On a pro, it's just, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I decided I probably did the things that a lot of people do. They just go to the site. You can, copy them, use them.
Right.
But basically, that's why they have ads and things on there, because they have to pay royalties to these people that have these songs here. So, if you don't do the ads, then you can pay, I think it's $25 a year. It's really not much money, a couple bucks a month. And the royalties then from those go to the people, and you don't have the ads and all. So
awesome.
Very nice though. So let's and kind of one of the other benefits of things like this, you can see these high quality, actually the Ultimate Guitar, I don't want to go into those today, but we may take some time if somebody wants to later. But you got to look at these and, this is the thing, people, lots of different versions. So pick the one you like and go with it. You can see here, there's one that's got, 1,100 votes on it. Here's another one, 6,600. So if people like this one so well, you know why. But you just let's just take a look at one here.
Pick the one that works for you.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, I'm just showing you this on their website. What we want to really do, let me go over here.
Okay.
Let's see if I've got
now you're on your iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I've got my
Uh-oh.
That's all right.
Uh-oh. Somebody bought something.
Yeah, it is. Sorry about that. Let's see. Where's my
By the way, you have a lot of tabs open on your browser.
Yeah, I do.
And unless you turn off background processing, right?
Yeah.
Your iPad is going to look at that browser and say, "Oh, I could refresh this one. I can refresh," and it actually steals cycles from OnSong when you're using it. So you have to be careful about that. One of my So now you're on the Ultimate Guitar website, right?
Yep, I'm on the website. I did this on my iPad because this is
Yep.
why we want to show you. This is probably the best way to do
Right.
this. But if we go and look at this one now,
Right.
you'll notice it's kind of coming up a little different than it did on the website on my Mac Pro.
Right.
So we're gonna roll up here.
So
And
you
you'll
can
notice-
scroll down. You can scroll down and look at that, but don't connect to the app. Just
Right.
right.
Yeah, it just asks you to connect to the app and do all that. So, and what you want,
Don't do that.
we're
It's too easy just to hit the right button.
going to come up here. We're going to say,
There you go.
And we're going to, whoops, sorry. Down here. And let me just explain. You'll see there, add to OnSong. I've got it on there twice. Why is that? Well, this iPad has 2020 and 2022 on it.
Sure.
So now when I say add to OnSong, it's going to do that. So no, you're not going to see anything else. Let's go back to now, boom. It's going to say import files. You're about to import one file into your OnSong library. So be sure you're abiding by all the rules. You say import. There she is. All right.
Now this will get put into the current book that you're in.
Right. Book, or in my case, I think I was
Right.
just in all songs. Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
in this case, it's just going to be right there.
Yeah.
So this at least gets me into a form, where I can, at least now edit. You saw how easy that was. Just go and export. You're basically, you're importing, and add to OnSong. Go and select. Yep, I'm doing this.
Yep.
If I go in here now, it shows just up as a text file. Very simple. But remember last time we talked about this is why the song's not showing up right. You want to come in here and Silent Night, the second line should be what? The artist, right? So
Right.
you can see there it's not. So we have to change all that. We can come in here and just get rid of that and just say
Franz Gruber.
Franz. How about just good old Franz? Whoops. So that is really weird. We had this problem on,
What, caps?
yeah.
Huh.
There's caps and it's not hidden it. That is just really weird.
Yeah. It's okay. Just type out Franz Gruber.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, only when I hit caps lock.
Yep.
There. So now when you see if I save this, at least now it's showing up, right? Bolded, title of the song,
Right.
artist. Okay. So this will at least now that's just a basic import. We're going to spend more time into how you really got to get this into, say, a better format or better view of it, let's call it. And that's more into where we get into the editing, more complicated editing and that kind of thing. We just want to kind of show you how easy it was to get a song in here.
Now there is one thing about Ultimate Guitar. So some of you may know that I teach a little music to some high school kids. And they, of course, are all Taylor Swift oriented. And Taylor has pulled all of her music from Ultimate Guitar.
Right.
So if you're looking for, looking for a Taylor Swift song, you're not going to find it in Ultimate Guitar. You have to go find another source. Okay. And so a couple of things. First of all, when you pull from Ultimate Guitar using the process Jim just used, you can see that aside from sort of the Silent Night title and the Franz Gruber artist, there was some other comment there that you can edit out real quick, but the song comes in pretty ready to go.
Yeah.
You could actually play this song very quickly. And it doesn't have the minor chord progressions in it, but one of the other versions probably does.
That's right.
And you can do a couple other quick things, but we'll take care of that in another session. But just keep in mind that you may have to go to, depending on the song you want, you may have to go to a number of different sources to try and find the song in a form that works for you.
Yeah, in fact, that's a good segue there, Mr. Sam. Here, we'll show there's a site here a lot of people use, I believe, called Chordie. It's pretty cool. I just this is a song I brought in, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and actually had reported a problem with it, the way some of the chords, these B flats are showing up as A sharps on my system. So
and harmonic preferences. We'll get to that one of these days.
So the nice thing I like about this site, though, is I kind of gave it away right there, is you come in and look for the song, you'll see it in this form. And typically on these type of sites, what I like to do, I'm just going to show you, not only can you import, but we'll just cut and paste, So you could take this and just cut and paste this entire song. But one of the other things I do like about this site is they put the songs in Chord Pro format. So if you want to, let's go ahead and just grab it all. We'll copy. And just come over here. Songs. And how do we add? There's the manage.
Down the bottom.
I can't see it on mine. That's weird.
Very strange.
Wow.
You should. It's still showing the wrong date. You probably need a reboot. Right? I know I get a little bit of try the menu button up top next to browse, see if you can see it up there. See if you get it there.
Yeah, no, it's whoops.
Oop.
No,
I think you need a reboot. Folks, this is one of those great examples where that the behavior there you go.
Yeah, we're just going to do new song. I don't know why it wasn't showing up there. That's some kind of display issue with what we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
and we'll just do a blank song. I'm not going to worry about my darn caps and all. And if we're not going to put anything else in right now, remember, folks, you got to have at least one line.
Right.
And we come in here and paste.
Now, that's a very interesting way to do it, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things going on that you may not realize is on the left side of the screen is Jim's MacBook Pro. On the right side of the screen is his iPad. And generally, those two worlds are not connected even for cut and paste. But Jim is sharing that world between the two applications, which is why the cut and paste worked very nicely.
Yep.
Right? If you looked at the bottom of his iPad screen, you saw the browser icon with a little share button on it, and that indicates that the two environments are being shared. Right? Nice song list.
Where is that? It's interesting how you can see I already had the song in there. This is the one I was talking about before, where when I look at it, it's showing up correctly here, all the B flats, but when I look at it in console, when I'm editing it, and folks, that's what you're going to do most of the time. You're going to import these songs, And if it's a real quick thing, you can go on your iPad and make a few changes. But I hate typing things on my iPad. I'd much rather get on my MacBook Pro and, use console to
Right.
access my iPad and make the changes there. So,
Right.
um,
Very good. Very interesting.
yeah,
Very quick and easy way to do it.
we can still
And the fact that you could pick the Chord Pro format means that it's going to come in edit mode. It's going to come in with all the Chord Pro directives in it and everything in Chord Pro format, which is very cool.
Yep.
But as you can see, it displays properly, right? Because what you see in edit and what you see in display can be two different things.
All right. So that was two simple ways. One using, say, the Ultimate Guitar site and just doing an import. The other way was just finding a site. You may find lyrics somewhere on a website. Just copy and paste them, into a new song. And,
Okay.
and Sam, you've got some other stuff to show them,
Yeah,
right?
I'd like to show you all of these song websites are not configured the same way, right? Now, Ultimate Guitar and Chordie are configured really well for use with OnSong, and we would suggest that you go to one of those two as your first try. But as I mentioned, none of Taylor Swift stuff is in Ultimate Guitar. You have to go find it somewhere else. It is online, by the way. It's just not in Ultimate Guitar. It's been pulled. And if you search for it, you'll get a little message from Ultimate Guitar that says, sorry, it's been pulled. So I'm going to share my screen and share screen. And what happened to my desktop? There we go. Share desktop. And okay. So you can see my test for sticky, Jim?
Yep.
Okay, good. This is now, this is my production iPad. So I do have a book here called Test, and there's a whole bunch of little things in here. There's some couple of PDFs, and there's some text and some things like that that I can muck around with when I'm not working on stuff. But so what I want to do, I'm going to hit I double click the home button, and I'm going to open up my browser. And the last place I was at was this youngguitarsuccess.com, but I'm going to go back to Google. And we'll look for Folsom Prison Blues. Now, this first thing comes up as lyrics, and I'm going to get rid of lyrics, which is what I usually do, and do chords. Okay? So now, first of all, you're going to see Ultimate Guitar there, but let's look at this classic country song lyrics.com. So I'm going to go there, and now this looks pretty good, doesn't it? So I'll go back up to the top, and I'll pick my share, and I'll pick add to OnSong, double click my home button, go back to OnSong, and here comes do you want to import this? Now it's going to come into my test 3 book. So I say, yes, I'm going to import it. And now, it's blank. There is a Folsom Prison Blues chords, right? So something came in, but it's not displayable. Even though it looked okay over here on this website. Wow, it looked great. Okay? But with ads and everything else going on, either this Classic Country Songs didn't send it in a form that
Yeah.
OnSong could ingest, or there was stuff in here like the commercials and stuff that caused OnSong not to be able to do it. So we just won't use that one. Let's go back to another one. Here's ozbcoz.com. All right. Some pretty. Now, this is really interesting. By the way, it starts out in G and goes to A. It's an interesting thing to think about for the song. Now, this one supposedly has chords in brackets and actually key change, right? All right. So let's add this one to OnSong. Add to OnSong. Double click the home button, go back to OnSong, import file. Oh, that's interesting. It came in. Well, first of all, that YouTube link was there, so I'd have to go get rid of that. But it came in with chords above. If I go in and look at edit, okay. It came in with chords in brackets, which is very cool. It also came in with a whole bunch of directives. So this actually came in pretty clean.
Yeah.
This actually came in pretty clean. Okay. Now let's do let's do one more. By the way, I would get rid of that YouTube thing in F sharp.
Yeah.
I guess the YouTube version that's on here with the key change in it is that. So let's do one more. Let's do, double click the home page. Hello. Let's go back and let's pick up Young Guitar Success. There's Young Guitar Success. This one comes in. How to play it. It's got some chords. Finally has the stuff down here. But once again, I'm going to go up here and add to on. Now, if you don't have that add to OnSong and you're not using the Safari browser, you're not going to get that prompt. It's a Safari browser only facility. So we did add to OnSong. Come back, do OnSong here, say import, and let's see what we get. We only get the top. And we only get the header, okay, and some information. And again, come back to the actual thing here, and there's a lot. That's what we got. We got this blues chord, how to play Folsom Prison. Then there was a video, and then there was some chord diagrams, and then this stuff down here. And it just isn't formatted. This particular website isn't formatted in a way that OnSong can understand the stream that's coming from it. So one more thing to do. We're going to go in and we're going to remove. Now we're in the test 3 book. Going to remove that one, and remove that one. Okay. So now they are out of the book. Now I can go up to all songs and I'm going to do a search for FOL. Oops. If I could type, I'd be really good in this stuff. All right. Now, so they're still in my OnSongs area, right? So I'm going to get rid of this G&A one. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I don't want this one, right? So notice that those were deletes, not remove. That's really important because now these are truly deleted. Remember, OnSong has a 2-stage delete. Now, if I want to really clean them up, I go over here to Tools, and I go, if I want to, oh my God, I think I really want one of those back. There's what I just deleted, right? Nah, I really don't need those. I'll do a clean up my library, and that will remove the unused files and unused songs, and now they are completely gone from OnSong. So these are very.
Click on the undelete songs there.
Oh,
You'll see that
all right. Now it's
everything's
done.
gone,
Yeah. Undelete songs,
all
empty,
gone.
all gone. So these, by the way, these are very important utilities. You need to clean up your library on a regular basis so that you don't have all sorts of junk in your library. If you're bringing stuff in and you throw it away, and you bring stuff in and throw it away, blah, 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 you need to do that. Obviously, stay away from delete library unless you know you have a good clean backup. And there's other things there. We'll talk about that a little more, but that's what I wanted to show. So all of these song websites are not created equal, and you may get different results from different websites. And you just have to kind of go with it until you find one. Now, for a song like Folsom Prison Blues, you're going to go right to Ultimate Guitar or Chordie and boom, go get it, right? But you may be trying to do some jazz things. You may be trying to do some Broadway stuff, and Ultimate Guitar is not going to have some of that. And so you need to find another place to do it. So if I go to my Folsom Prison, there's the one that's my production version. How did I know? I know because it had a little arrow next to it. And I know this is the one that I sing. And more importantly, this is the one that has a backing track. So I had to be careful.
We're not seeing your iPad, Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stopped the share. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the big thing there
time.
to remember, folks, is you're not going to get 100% clean song probably anywhere. Maybe if you get it from another person or something, but even then, it depends on where they got it. You always are going to have to make some edits. So find the site, and I found 2 or 3 now that they're my go-to sites. I use them because I have, you want to have as fewer edits after you import the song as you can. So find those sites like Ultimate Guitar and Chordie and all that do allow you to make those imports. And then when you can't do the import, like Sam was just showing you, the song looks fine, but because of all the other extraneous stuff, when you're using that import feature, you're sometimes going to get lots of other stuff in it. So that may be the time you want to go and just use a plain old cut and paste.
Yep.
Sometimes the simplest things are the easiest things, and they work 100% of the time, right? So
right. But Jim, your point is absolutely true. None of these sites that you harvest a song from are going to be perfect for you. And for instance, I do America the Beautiful, right? Now, if you go look for America the Beautiful, you're going to find, the standard way to do it. However, Ray Charles did it, and he actually sang verse 2, then he sang verse 1. I actually like to do it that way. So I had to go in and edit the song.
Yep.
Yeah,
that kind of is nice. You could do that with the flow. That's one of the things we talked about last week.
Flow
right?
could be a very good way to do it. That's right. That's right. That's a great way to do it. Okay. Well, hey, look, I think we're in good shape.
Yeah. This is good. We're right at about 35 minutes, I think. And apologize for a couple of little snafus we had there, but we're learning as we go along too. And this technology, I tell you, it works most of the time, but there are times when things just get a little bent. And like you saw this morning, we woke up and our iPads were showing January date. And
that was really strange.
I've never seen that on my iPad.
Never seen that. But I again, I did a reboot before we started the show.
Yeah.
And it cleaned it right up.
Yeah.
Jim, you didn't do a reboot,
right?
right?
Yep.
Oh, so by the way, just real quick, do not go to iPad OS 16. Do not do that yet. Please wait. I just installed iOS. Apple has split iOS, which is now for phones, and iPad OS, which is now for iPads. They've split that. I installed iPad 16.1.1 on my phone, and OnSong 2020 has some issues. So, just be careful. The OnSong guys are testing like furious. And the third one is Ventura. Do not put Ventura if you're using OnSong on a Mac environment. Don't go up to Ventura yet. There are definite issues that OnSong needs to change before you go to Ventura. So it's always important to check the application vendors to see. I use Cubase, I use Band in a Box, and I've had to wait months to upgrade operating systems because one or the other wasn't ready yet. And it would break, and I can't afford to have them break. So, word to the wise.
Yeah, that's good advice, Sam. It's with us, I know you're a Band in the Box user also. In fact,
Yep.
you're the one that got me talked into it, and that's one of the ones we always have to wait on because they're usually a little slow. That, or I use Ableton for my DAW, and that one it usually keeps up with the more recent OSs. So it's another reason you have to look at the applications you're using, and it's not always. I know you want to go to the latest and greatest OS, but just hold back a little. Be patient.
Right. We will get there. I promise. Yep. OnSong will get there. Right. They're in testing now, but every time Apple releases an operating system, like from 15 to 16, whatever, there's always in 60 or 90 days a 0.1 version, and now here 30 days after 0.1 is a 0.1.1. Yeah. So they find bugs and do updates. So there's a lot going on. Okay.
All right.
Real good. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the community.
Bye, folks.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.